that's so far from what we want to do, okay? But we are here to find the truth about situations, regardless of what that truth may be. At the end of the day, that's all we want, okay? And this is your opportunity to say, hey, I did this, that, and the other. This is, a moment of clarity for everyone, where you just, everything that you did that was wrong, you lay it out on the table, because that shows that you have accepted responsibility for your own actions, okay? And based upon that, the prosecutor here takes that information and makes recommendations and says, this person, they messed up, they did these things, but they accepted responsibility for it. And because of that, we're going to offer such and such kind of deal, okay? And that deal may be advantageous to you, okay? But if you waste her time and all our time with things that aren't true or aren't totally accurate, then the likelihood of her offering some type of good deal becomes less, okay? And then we're forced into a situation where we go to court and we paint this picture of what happened, okay? And it's not gonna make you look good, okay?
The most important thing I just wanted to say, the proffer means everything you say. I mean, they've got, like I said, they have you're in the worst case scenario when they already have a confession thing. What's more important is just telling him the truth about Michael, telling him the truth about how you got from point A to point B, what happened. So all these things are important because the truthfulness of it all comes into play. Like I said, you talked about the complicity issue, right? So like I said, you're in for a long haul here, okay? But what's important now is truthfulness about all things that you can remember. And if you can't specifically remember one thing or another, say, I can't remember that, but I do remember this. You know what I'm saying? We made the decision on this, and you really wanted to tell your story, okay, to be heard. But that means what I don't want you to do is think to minimize anything at all is not going to help you at this point, okay? Everything else is where it is, okay? That's what the proffer is all about. If you're honest, open, straightforward, we're going to be in a much better spot, okay? All right, so I think the last part we heard was who Michael is.
Michael was my trafficker, but I didn't know that was him or whatever. I just knew he had it was a different name or whatever that he was under. And mind you, like, I do have a history of cheating, so I have a whole bunch of guys on my Facebook or whatever, and the guy was offering me a safe place to go. He's like, don't tell nobody about it, but I told Jonathan about it. And then that's when he asked me to ask the guy about the mafia and stuff like that or whatever. And so then I asked the person about the mafia, and then I basically said that I killed one person, which was Nicole. And after I said that, so that's when he was asking me how far away I was from the place and from a store or whatever. And Jonathan told me to say that I was like 5 minutes away from where I was actually at or whatever, so that just in case that he wouldn't get caught or whatever. So I said somewhere that was 5 minutes away from where we were. And then after that happened, that's when the police picked us up or whatever. And then that's when I was in the office, and I got my phone or whatever, and I saw that that Michael was like, "This is Michael actually." And he was like, "How are you? Your life in prison. You're getting life, and he said, baby, I'll come visit you," and there's a whole bunch of hateful stuff. And he told me to send him a picture of me, to send a picture me crying.
So this kind of ties in with that, but when Nicole when you guys got rid of her body, what was she wearing?
I don't know, I forget. I think she was wearing, I don't know, pants or I don't know.
What kind of shirt? Do you recall what her shirt looked like?
I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think
No,
it was
no,
blue.
and
If you don't remember, you don't remember.
you don't remember. Just say so.
If you can remember.
Did you take a picture of her body?
No, not that I know of. Did I?
I don't know. What's this right here? You sent that picture to Michael. Is that a picture of Nicole's body? Because it looks like she suffered some type of trauma there. That's what it looks like.
No, that's not from me. That's from him. This is the stuff that I sent.
Okay.
Well, what did he send you? What's that a picture of?
I don't know. I don't know what that was. I think because he was saying that you kill people or whatever from the cartel and the mafia, and then that's when he said somebody that was dead. But it was of a dark skinned girl or whatever. That wasn't Nicole.
Okay.
This is so bad.
It is bad, but we're trying to do what we can here, right, to get the right result. All right.
I mean, did you feel safe with Jonathan? No?
But I love him. I can't. And in my head, I thought everything was okay. Like, I really thought it was okay when it really wasn't.
Because, I'll just show you a picture that you sent. You sent that picture, right? And it's kind of...
It looks like I'm okay in the situation.
Right. I mean, you're obviously the one taking that picture, goofing around, and he's driving. I would think at some point if you did that and you needed help, you would have said, "Hey, call the police."
You got 2 phones at this point. Did you ever think to call the police when he's murdering her, calling out, walking outside, telling somebody? Here's the problem. It looks like what you're saying is incorrect.
I threatened him to do it multiple times. I told him I was going to call it in and turn him in or whatever, but I never did it. I don't know why I never did it. I don't know why. I thought it was okay. I really did. I thought that it was okay. I don't know why I thought it was okay, but I thought it was okay. I thought that that's normal. I don't know why. I thought that was that's how someone you really, I guess, if they, and he did say that the reason why he killed her was because she didn't want me in the house or whatever, and I was like, well, in my head, I guess I wrapped my head around the idea, well, he must really love me if he did that. I don't know.
All right, so that's why I want to know the why. You're saying he killed her because she didn't want you in the house?
Yes.
All right. And when do you think he made that plan?
I don't know. Everybody keeps telling me that he had it already made out, but I don't ever remember him even talking about killing her, none of that.
You never had a conversation about it? Aside from the 5 hours to do something about your mom?
No.
Okay. And the rock, you don't know where the rock came from?
No, I don't remember where the rock came from.
You remember telling the FBI agents that you brought it in from outside?
I know I said that, but that's not what happened.
Okay.
You're okay.
So, it just seems that
Okay. This. So basically, what happened was, I walked into the house or whatever while she was asleep, and I went into the room, and I went in there, passed out, woke up the next morning. It's the same thing. The door was blocked off or whatever, And I told him, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want her not knowing that I'm here or whatever. And mind you, previous to it happening or whatever, he was talking about that. He was talking about killing his mom or whatever because she wouldn't want us to be together. But I kept dismissing it, and that's when I told him you have 5 hours. He came back with a rock or whatever from outside, came through the window or whatever, and he was like, I'm gonna go do it. And I was like, no, no, no. And I went back to sleep. Like, I didn't try to stop him. I was just like, okay, and I fell asleep, and then that's when he started yelling my name, and that's when I walked in, but I helped move the body, I did do that, but I didn't kill her, no.
Alright, so now you see him coming through the window with the rock? Okay. Can you describe its general shape and size?
It's like this.
Okay.
He was like, practicing it or whatever, and I'm like...
In the bedroom he was doing that? Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Where would you sleep in the bedroom?
This is his bed on the floor. It's like a mat on the floor. I was sleeping right here. He sleeps right here. And the door's right here. And this is his closet. And then this is the window and stuff.
Alright, so you're saying now that you went back to, he came back in and said, I'm gonna go do it. He's got the rock, he's practicing, you fall asleep and you're gonna just block this out. Is that what you're saying? Okay. About how long until he starts calling your name then?
It really was 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay. And did you hear anything in that time?
I want to say I heard, like, I think that I heard a struggle. Like, I really did think I heard something I don't know what type of, I don't know how it sounds, but like, I hear it, like, I have PTSD where I hear it, where it's like,
Or maybe you're breathing. Okay, but I think when we first started talking, I thought you heard loud bangs. Did you hear that or not?
no,
Okay. Did you hear her scream?
no, I did not hear her scream. No, I didn't hear her scream.
Okay. And what you're saying now is that you waited till it was over, essentially.
Have you had any conversations with Jonathan since you both were put in jail?
Yeah, he'd been sending me letters or whatever whenever I was in juvenile, and then he was giving me letters or whatever to, I don't want to dispose how he did it, but he was sending me letters, and I got them. He kept telling me just to keep admitting and keep taking off of him being the mastermind and me being the mastermind, and that I'm only going to get 10 years and it's going to be okay, and that he loves me and misses me. He can't wait to choke me and teach me right and all this other stuff, and that he said he would kill a whole town for me, and it's just terrible. It's terrible. I talk to him on the phone. He tells me the same thing. He tells me don't talk to the prosecutor, don't tell them anything.
Has he reached you on the phone in the jail? You know what days those were on?
No.
Am I correct in that he's basically telling you, you take the heat for this because you'll be out in no time? Do you guys have a story you were supposed to stick to?
I was just supposed to take it off.
But with the rock and the strangling, everything you told, like your first statements to people, whether it be on Facebook, text messaging, or in the interview, you gave a very specific statement. I want to know how you came up with that statement. If you're telling me it was what
I walked in on him strangling her, so I put that together. Then I knew about the rock. I put that together, and then the blood blush, and I was up close, and I saw that for myself.
The what?
The blood and blush and stuff all over for the brain matter.
Okay. All right. When you guys fled, because I mean, it just, what you're saying is completely opposite to what we have in regards to cold hard facts. So that's why I'm trying to reconcile it. Because what you're saying right now is not what we would have to prove the case, okay? So,
I don't know if I could talk to Jonathan and nobody, like, just be, like, recorded or something, and I get him in a room, and we talk about it or something, I could bring it up, and something, he would say it, that's the thing, he would admit to it, but you guys, I don't think that's even there's no possible, that's not never ever gonna happen, you're never gonna get his admission, he's gonna blame it on me, and I'm okay with that, sadly, I'm okay with spending my life in prison.
but did he tell you, you had some time to come up with the story, right, or a plan, because you all fled and you were gone for some time.
No, we never talked about it.
We never talked about it?
I just said I promise you I'll take the fall for you. I promise I love you.
Kaitlyn, you spent how many days with this man? After
I
you just
promise
killed his
you,
mother?
I literally told him I was gonna take the fall because I love
You
him.
never had a conversation. Okay, so that's where the problem is. Your testimony, the statement is real helpful to me, but only if it's true. And when there's just things that make no God-given sense, that's where I'm kind of like, this is over. I mean,
You don't want to try to tell you.
Well, remember when I said to you, did you and Jonathan ever, like, as you're driving along, come up with this idea that you're gonna
That's
take
the thing. We
And
never.
you kept saying to me, no, I just told him from the very beginning. So so explain that, I'd like to know that too. Explain what was in your mind as you were telling him, I'm going to take the fall.
Like whenever I was thinking I just think about how it happened. That's really why I think that my mind wouldn't let me stay awake, because I really did think about how it happened and stuff, and I did piece it. Like I was trying to tell my other attorney, like when you see somebody stabbed 3 times and you see a knife on the ground by the body and they're stabbed 3 times and you're not the killer, you put 2 together, the person was stabbed 3 times with that knife. That's how I see it as. That's how I literally put 2 and 2 together. I knew he hit her in the head with the rock or whatever. There was literally stuff on her head whenever I walked in, blood and stuff on the ground. And then he had his hands on her neck, so I knew that he was strangling her. And then on top of that, I knew exactly what he bought and stuff because I was there, and I just put it together. And I just wanted to make it sound like I did it too.
So let me ask you this. What do you think you were getting out of it from Jonathan by telling him, just on your own, saying to him directly, I'm going to take the fall? What was in your mind about what were you going to get from Jonathan for that statement?
Like an eternal promise of my love. Like I've never done anything like that for anybody. I always lie to people and stuff like that, but I don't know, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I promised him because, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it. I promised him that I would take the fall because, I don't know. It's hard for me to make sense, but I said it in the moment though. I was like, I'm gonna take the fall for you, I'm gonna take the fall for you.
Okay.
Because I knew that they were looking for us, because mind you, I'm the one sending out the stuff, so I knew it was gonna happen sooner or later. It's like I kind of set myself up in a way. Like I wanted to be like painted as this monster. Like I don't like myself. I think that's the thing too. I wanted to be painted as a monster because that's how I feel. I don't know.
It's okay.
I can understand that. Okay, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sense of it.
You know, one of the things that I like to do in an investigation is look into the past history of a person to kind of see maybe why they are the way they are as a person, okay? It helps give me some insight. So there is basically a timeline of your life, okay? And some of the horrific things that you have been subjected to, okay? No one should have to endure these things that you've endured. But we also know that when people are subjected to things like that it affects them mentally and causes them to become a certain type of person. So looking at yours, I mean, anyone that looks at that would say, wow, I can understand why they would hurt somebody else.
But that's the thing, I don't want to hurt nobody else. I don't ever want that. Like,
So-
and the thing is Jonathan's the only person that's stick around. He's the only one that's messed up, just like how I messed up. And when I mean that, I mean like I have a history of saying I'm gonna kill myself if someone tries to leave me. I have a history of being aggressive and stuff like that. But his is more fucked up than mine. That's the thing. But I love him.
So here's the thing. So we look at his history. He graduates high school. He goes in the military. He serves his country. Comes home. No criminal record to speak of. 0. Okay. Fairly normal formative years, growing up. Until he gets with you. And then these things start to happen. So it's just hard for me to believe that someone like you who's been through so much, and we can understand why it might make you prone to doing certain things, how you could be a little bit more likely to commit a crime of violence than Jonathan. Okay, it seems to me that if I were to look at both of your life histories and somebody were to say to me, which one do you think is a sociopath or a narcissist or whatever, it's not going to be Jonathan, okay? And I'm sorry that these things have made you this way.
I'm not
But-
like that. You
But it's, we can't allow you to keep manipulating, okay? And that's been,
I'm
and
not
you've
manipulating.
been,
He's the one that did it. You're not listening. I'm trying to tell you for her sake. I did dump her body, but I'm not the one that killed her. And only Nicole would know that. Please, Nicole. I'm sorry. If her body was found, you would see his fingerprints on her and everything, but no. You know they wouldn't talk to me because they said they knew he's the one that did it. Then why am I still here? Why am I still why? Fuck my life, right? I didn't do it. I'm trying to be honest for once.
just take a moment, okay?
Take a deep breath.
Take a couple deep breaths.
I wonder if we should just call it now for the mental health assessment to be done on that.
You want to be finished speaking for today, Kaitlyn?
Oh, I want you guys to understand. I want you to see. I don't know what I need to do. I just want you to see. I was scared of him too. Please don't let him get away with it.
So let me ask you this: when you said I'm scared of him too, what causes you to say that?
Because I seen him do it. I seen him kill her, and nobody's listening.
We're listening. We're listening.
No, because I'm painted that way. I have a bad history, so it's obviously me. It's not fair. Good people can have bad people.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, this guy could be a good guy, but be raping somebody, but nobody would ever believe that. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to tell you guys that you are not listening. You are, but you're not. Because you obviously still think it's me.
No, I mean, what I think is that you and Jonathan planned to kill her, and you did just that, and you worked together, strangling her and hitting her head with a rock. I think both of you were hands-on, You were together every part of it, the pre-planning, the killing, the disposing, and the fleeing, every step of the way. That's what all of the evidence suggests,
Yeah,
Kaitlyn.
so, just so you're, remember, we've talked about this.
Being honest.
Well, being honest, with assessment before the fact, or even whether or not, when two people go together to do something, even if you're not the one who did that part, under Ohio law, you're under the whole, you still can be held for what he did, okay? So, well, what I know, the one thing I do know is that I can fully understand how your history gets you to a point where you're involved with someone like him. And I will push back on the detective a bit, because when it comes to a man going out and finding a 16-year-old, that he may have a perfect record on one area, but that's something that doesn't shine right away, and I think he'll agree with me. And there's something going on with a 30-some-year-old man who's done all the things he's supposed to do, who still lives with his mom and is bringing a minor into his mother's house. So there's those kind of issues.
No, but listen, I was literally friends with her. I don't know if you guys know that, but I was talking to her from Facebook. I was friends with her.
Okay.
I didn't want her to die. I did it.
Okay.
Oh, okay, if you didn't want her to die, why did Jonathan want her to die?
I don't know. I told him I was gonna leave in 5 hours, and he had to do something about his mom because I didn't want to be there without her knowing me about it.
Because you had said that in the interview with the FBI that you killed her because she was in the way of your guys' relationship.
It's just gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. I don't want it to be real. I gave him 5 hours to do it, but I didn't really think he was gonna do it.
Alright, you gave him 5 hours to kill her, but you didn't think he'd actually do it.
No.
Okay. Alright. And then did you feel kind of responsible after he did do it?
Yes, I felt like it was all my fault. I still feel like it's all my fault. I still hear her. I wrote her a whole letter for court. I don't want It's just too much. It's too much.
You remember sending me a letter about this situation? Yeah.
I didn't send you a letter. I wanted you to know I didn't do it.
Same numbers. A little hard.
I gotta just say that it seems that you remember a lot when it's convenient for you, okay, when it helps you. But when it's not convenient for you, then things become a little fuzzy.
No, I know everything, but I told him it's gonna hurt. It hurts to talk about every single thing. I really feel guilty for everything, even if I wasn't. I didn't want it. It really hurts. It really hurts. I feel like I'm getting nowhere. I feel like I'm right back at El Paso. I feel like I think myself, who did I even do? I don't want to talk about it because it hurts. It really hurts to talk about it. I didn't know that. I really felt like it was a movie. I thought that Jonathan loved me. I thought that we're just gonna go off and be terrible together, be worse together because we're not there.
When did that change? Like when did time run up? Did you get like Mexico? I mean, like at some point, this wild ride of being terrible together was over, right?
No, it never was over. Like I said, I told him I was gonna take the blame or whatever, and he listened.
But I mean, at some point, you guys are running out of money, living out of this car with this cat and stuff in Mexico. Do you have an idea that you're gonna get picked up and sent back at some point, right? I mean,
That's the thing, that's why I kept saying, I kept sending all that shit on social media, and that's the reason why I kept texting people all the things that I was texting them, because I just wanted it to be over with. I didn't want to really be doing all this stuff that we were doing.
Is there anything else that you can think of that you think we need to know, that we might not know about?
No, he pawned off her laptop in Mexico to somebody.
Just to a random person in Mexico?
Yep, he drew up all her money out of her accounts, which you already know.
There's videos of all that, you in the car. Why were you guys in Adrian, Michigan? What were you doing up there?
Where?
Adrian, Michigan. You guys went up into Michigan, withdrew some money one time from an ATM machine.
I don't remember why. Michigan money. He said for the dispensary, this dispensary. Because his mom was supposed to go that day for the dispensary, but she never went.
So you guys got some of her money out up there and went to a dispensary and bought some marijuana? And then you guys, other occasions, got money out at various ATMs from her account. And when you were in Arizona, you sold the gun at a pawn shop. Actually, no,
Texas.
in Texas, in El Paso, right?
Yeah, he said something about his mom, and that's drew an alert, and that's when they did all that. And then we were stopped near Mexico.
Okay, so you were first you were in Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And that's where that guy was shot, okay? And at some point, he pawned her jewelry, correct?
Mhm.
And then you were stopped by Customs Border Protection down on the Mexico border. But you guys were then released.
Because they said nobody could respond to it.
And then you made your way to El Paso, where he sold the gun.
Mhm.
And you mentioned he told them something about his mom. What did he tell them?
I don't, just in the discovery, they said something about his mom being dead, right? Or something. I don't know, yeah, his mom was dead. But I didn't know that he said that, whatever, but I knew whatever they told me about the discovery that he said that.
Right. Okay. So,
It's okay, don't worry about it.
They actually hire people to come in and clean up. Just making light, okay?
Okay.
It'll be fine.
No,
You did good.
no, but you said it. Why would he come if he knew what, if he wasn't okay with it and that, then why did he come with me all the way? Why did I go with him? Why did we stay together? Why did we never split apart trying to get help?
Well, trust us, we've seen enough, we've been doing this a long time, we understand these are difficult personal relationships that don't easily break up.
But you've moved on from him, right?
No. Trust me, I still want to do. I think about it at night. I'm like, nobody will ever touch me like he has. I really just want to throw my life away. But I can't do jail. I haven't been able to do jail since I've been locked up. But I still think at the end of the day that I can. I know that I'm not right in the head because of everything. And I keep asking for help, but nobody gives me help.
Oh, God.
I know, but that's, there's a lot of people who are not right in the head. Very, very, very few of them brutally murder someone.
I didn't murder nobody. I'm telling you,
You're good. You're good.
No. I didn't kill nobody and still, at the end of the day, they think that I might as well be the one, right? I might as well just say I did it. Throw my life away. That's why I keep thinking.
it's, to us, I mean, you gave a lot of very explicit details about how this was done. And those aren't generally the details that someone provides after they walk in and witness a traumatic situation. Generally, people forget things, okay? But you remembered so much that you gave explicit details when you were interviewed.
I have PTSD because of it.
So your recollection was very clear
I was
then.
up close to it, like.
So.
All right, they're gonna run you back, okay? Have a good cry.
No, I feel like my whole life is fine.
Well, it's not. It's not, but I'm gonna tell you something, and I know Aaron will agree. You helped clear up a few things that I think Autumn and I can have a conversation with Aaron, and I think we're, let's put it this way, you didn't hurt yourself, okay? And there's one or two things that I think we can have a conversation about.
I didn't do it.
I- Remember what I said to you. It doesn't matter who hit her in the head, okay? I believe you. The whole totality of everything puts you into the liability issue. So let me do my
I
homework.
want to know what's gonna happen. I want to know.
We will know that probably pretty soon.
What's
But
gonna happen?
well, first off, we're gonna get the psychologist talking to you, okay? All right, and then the attorneys are gonna talk. There are a lot of legal things here to work through, and we'll get to a resolution that the state and we can feel comfortable with, and take it from there, okay?
What's gonna happen?
I'm gonna keep talking with your attorney. There's gonna probably be some more court dates in the interim. I do think you'll probably be evaluated again. And we're gonna,
Take it from there,
take it from there, okay?
all right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you straight
I
up,
don't
because of,
know.
well, so sit tight, I'll come see you at the jail, all right? They're gonna take you back to the jail.
Thank you.
You can leave those Kleenex right there. Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna be coming in to get you here.
So sit tight, they'll be get you.
You guys want it right there, walk this door right to the right.
my gosh. Yeah.